Appeals. Very well. Uh, this is a regular meeting of the Zoning Board of Appeals of the Town of Orleans. Today is March 3rd, 2021. It is now 7:04, and I, Michael P. Marnick, who is the chair, are calling this meeting to order. Present are Lynn Uckhold, Gerald Mulligan, Bruce Taub, George Waugh. Also present are the building commissioner of the Town of Orleans, Tom Evers, and is Stacy Faber present?
Yes.
Very well. And Stacy Faber, the board secretary, is also present. We have one item on the agenda tonight, and it's case number 2150. This is an application filed by Ryder and Wilcox's agent for owners Mark Kritzman and Elizabeth Gorman for a special permit as set forth in General Laws, Chapter 48, Section 9, Sections 164.21A, Note 5, and 164.44. 164.44 being the bylaw which controls and sets up the categories which are necessary to obtain a special permit. Now, the applicants propose to construct a porch addition which will result in the building coverage on the property to exceed 4,000 square feet. This property is located at 6 Hammett Road, Orleans. Happens to be map number 82, parcel number 9. The application was filed on February 3rd, 2021, and was properly noticed and published, and specifically with mail to those people, individuals, organizations who are entitled to notice. So, has any member of the board had any communication with the applicant or any of the applicant's agents concerning this application, which ought to be disclosed to the board or to the public? Excluded from this are site visits which do not involve any personal conference with the owner or the agent. There's no positive response, so I declare that the all members present, constituting a quorum, will consider this and are indifferent and impartial. So, Mr. Little, would you proceed?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the record, David Little from Ryder and Wilcox, representing Mark Kritzman and Elizabeth Gorman. They are in the process of renovating their dwelling, and one of the changes includes an expansion of the covered porch and screen porch on the water side of the dwelling. And that is why I am before you this evening. Porch expansions result in the building coverage going from 3,975 square feet to 4,274 square feet. So this triggers the requirement of the submission of a special permit to exceed 4,000 square feet of building coverage. We provided you with a site plan and building elevations showing the proposed change. And with respect to the special permit criteria, we believe the site is adequate for the proposed porch addition. The total resulting building coverage of 4,274 square feet is 6.2% of the buildable upland of the property. It's a very large lot. We believe the site is suitable for the porch addition as it will comply with all horizontal and vertical dimensional requirements of the zoning bylaw. There will be no impact on traffic flow or safety. There is relatively no new impact on neighborhood visual character. These are expansions of the porches. The property is served by a Title V sewage disposal system and town water, and all stormwater runoff is currently contained on the site. The utilities and public services to the property are not impacted. And with respect to noise or litter associated with the porch addition, there will be no impacts other than temporary impacts during construction. So we believe that there will be no impact on groundwater quality, recharge volume, and water quality of coastal and freshwater. That being said, before Mr. Waugh corrects me, I do want to point out that I made a mistake on page 6 of the application where I noted the percentage of proposed building coverage is 9.2%, and it should be 6.2. So I beat you to the punch, George. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That would be my presentation, Mr. Chairman.
Well, Mr. Little, the site plan correctly states the percentages being increased from 5.8% to 6.2%
Yes, it does.
on the legend. So that, and we're not worried about the top of the bank. It's just a simple increase over 4,000 square feet. I wonder whether there were any written opposition to this application, since you circulated the application to the members.
First, I do know that the Kritzmans spoke with their neighbors, but beyond that, I have not been aware of any comments, positive or negative, Mr. Chairman.
Well, wasn't there a letter in favor of the application? I thought there was something posted. There was a letter in favor.
Ms.
There
Faber, can you
was.
help us? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is one. Hang on 1 second.
I'm not in receipt of that, so I can't help in that regard, Mr. Chairman.
I think it was posted on the town website. I mean, I'm not sure we need to get into it. Basically, whoever it was, I forget the name.
Yeah,
but
it's
it
from Greg Lawler.
Was in favor, yeah.
Thank you. Greg Lawler. Yes, who's at 16 Hammett Road. This locus is
Yep.
8. 16 is well, I can't seem to see it on the assessor's plan.
It's, the location for the abutter is 5 Hammett Road and 7 Hammett Road,
Okay.
right? And so that's where they are.
So
Good.
Mr.
and-
Lawler abuts the property to the east,
Mhm.
excuse me, to the south and to the southwest
Yeah.
directly.
All right.
And their comments are that the lot has a large acreage, it's well set back. It will likely improve the view of the house from 16 Hammett Road and from Little Pleasant Bay. And they're in support.
The board could make findings similar to their letter. Is there anyone present wishing to, or online, wishing to speak in favor of this application? Or opposed to the application? Is there anyone present wishing to comment on the application other than the members? Do any of the members have any questions or concerns that Mr. Little can address right now?
I'll just say I have no concerns. I've been to the property. I've looked at it. I tend to agree with the abutter. The location certainly is not something that is going to be visible from anybody driving the road to have a problem. I think what they're doing is going to be extremely nice. It's simply stated. I think it's de minimis, or another way of putting it, the approval is a no-brainer. So that's all I have to say.
Very well. Then if there's no further comment, I'll close the hearing
Mr.
for the,
Chairman, I have
Mr.
a
Todd.
question. Thank you, sir. I would just like to know, I can't tell from the drawing I'm looking at, how much further out from the existing building, from the existing porch, will the proposed porch carry us? How much extension toward the, I'm trying to look for a direction here on the map, but toward the water?
6 feet, Mr. Todd.
6. Thank you. And is there any concern about the septic system and any kind of footings or supports for this porch as it goes in?
No,
Given-
as I mentioned earlier, it complies with all horizontal dimensional requirements of the bylaw and also the Board of Health regulations.
And just for my own education, the markings are 50 feet from the top of the bank and 100 feet from the top of the bank. Is there a requirement that would apply here? I don't know how to say that. I apologize.
Well, we're outside of the Conservation Commission's jurisdiction, and there is no.
All right.
We have no issue with 16421A, the setback from the top of the coastal bank.
And you're outside the Conservation Commission, again, for my own education, because you're far enough back from the water?
Yes, sir.
All right. Fair enough. Thank you.
Then in that case, I'll close the hearing for the taking of evidence and ask the pleasure of the board.
I
Is there-
support Mr. Wah's notion that this is a no-brainer.
Then we'll treat Mr. Wah's motion as one to approve the special permit according to the plans filed with the application, and Mr. Taub a second.
Thank
Is there any discussion on the motion?
I just have I have a question, Mr. Chairman. It's not really directly on the motion, but it is, again, for my own education. David, when you're calculating the buildable upland on this lot, does it include, this has nothing to do with this application, just for my own information. Does it include part of the, within the 100-foot bank or no?
No, it doesn't, Jerry. The town, at a town meeting either 2 years ago, I believe it was 2 years ago, the town voted not to include flood zone in buildable upland applications because it caused an unnecessary hardship on certain properties. So here, the buildable upland goes to the top of the coastal bank, which is very close to the easterly end of the property.
So the coastal bank, no matter how high, is completed flood zone or just not?
The coastal
buildable?
bank, no matter how high or how low, is not able to be counted in the buildable upland calculations.
All right, thank you very much. That's my question. That's it, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mulligan. Then we'll have a roll call vote. Mr. Marnick, yes. Ms. Eckholt,
Yes.
Mr. Wah,
Yes,
Mr. Mulligan,
Yes.
and Mr. Taub.
Yes.
Then the motion carries unanimously. Then I wonder if we have a volunteer for the drafting of the opinion.
I'll be happy to do it, Mr. Chairman.
Very well. then Mr. Mulligan will write the opinion. If there's any, is there any further business to come before the meeting?
I'll move to adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
Is there a second?
Second,
All those in favor by acclamation? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, members of the board. I appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody.
all right,
Aye.
Good night.
right.